ladies, how are you going?
Good.
Michelle, good race?
Thank God for winning. I've had a couple of weeks off without scoring, so it's good just to get back on the board.
And the second one, especially impressive.
So lucky, just came off the post. I was like, just go in. I couldn't be bothered to run anymore.
And yourself, like the team sitting on top of the team on the ladder, and yourself on the golden boot.
Yeah, no, it's a good start for our season for the first half. All the girls have been putting in 110% every single training. Been working as a team. We just bonded really, really well. So, and you can tell we could bring it out on the pitch, and it's all going good for us.
And your wide players, especially, have acres of room to work in.
Yeah, well, we focus on to hit them long balls to our fast strikers, which is good. So I think now we've got like 40 or so crosses per game, so it's working out well for us.
And Sally, you were controlling the play a lot more sort of forcefully than previous weeks. Was that a deliberate change in strategy, or was it just that the team was really clicking in possession this week?
I think it's fair to say that the team's clicking quite well, and I guess I just sort of found I had quite a lot of space in there in the middle of the park today. I don't know, I think it's match 5 and we're all pretty match fit too, so it's showing in our performance. And although we do slacken off towards the end of a match, we sort of regained composure towards the end, which was quite nice, and it made the end of the game a bit more enjoyable than previous efforts.
Yeah, and is that concentration thing something you speak about each week, just that little goal towards the end of the match that sneaks in there? Is it something still to work on?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I don't know whether or not we consciously slacken off. It's probably more or less it's just sort of tired bodies running around and we just make careless decisions. But I think at the same time, we come together, and that sort of starts from Lydia all the way, through the back line, through the midfield, and then up front. But it's it's nice certainly going into our bye having won 5 from 5. And
And does the strategy change much from week to week? Did you have a specific approach to today's game, or are you basically just trying to play the same game each week against whatever opposition?
We kind of, every game something different. We just see what their weaknesses are, and we just try to go for that. So each week, Yuka will tell us their main players, how to defend them, and whereabouts we should be playing on the field, and we seem to be doing it quite well.
Yeah.
Sally, how's the moustache going? Do you think that's affecting your play? Scaring the other players?
Yeah, half of it.
I thought when I retaliated out there with Divana, I was like, yeah, she would have been scared. She would have been very scared. I didn't even mean to do that, but she was being a bit naughty, so so that was the only real time I sort of thought of it. It's almost I've just become numb to it, so it's all about from the outside. It doesn't really affect me, I guess, but it actually crossed my mind. After I confronted Lisa, I'm like, whoa, I would have looked scary.
For the first time.
It's getting pretty hot out there. Do you guys think it's going to change the way you play in the weeks going forward? You can keep running as hard as you do for the whole game?
I think we'll get used to it, especially with our training sessions. It's still warm around training time, but we might have to just start playing a little bit smarter instead of just doing long balls and just running back and forth everyone. So
I think that today was quite cool compared to what we've put up with in the past.
Well, it wasn't cool.
But incorporating the drink breaks, I think was it was absolute bliss.
Yeah. And you switched Taryn and Sykes at half time. What was the thinking there? Was it?
I think just
a different attack. I mean, there's a left-sided player and then a right-sided player, and you kind of just open it up, and just sort of mix things up a bit, keep them guessing as well as us. So I think it's quite important that we can make those tactical changes, and that Yitka is comfortable and has enough faith in us as players to be able to introduce that at a half-time, break. Because I guess it's always a bit interesting when she makes a substitution, let alone a change within the lineup when we're out there playing. But it seemed to gel, and I mean, they're quality players, so they can pretty much play anywhere except for probably defence.
Yeah, Taryn can.
And you're both sporting ice packs there. Is this just a symptom of the long hot game, or any worries for either of you?
Well, we got a bye, which is good.
Yeah.
A bit sore, but it should be fine.
Just a little knock and just a little strain, nothing too severe.
So you're top of the ladder. Who do you fear in the comp now? Who's your closest competition?
I think every team.
Absolutely.
Every team this year is so dangerous. Everyone's got some star players in each team that you've got to be aware of. But I think now everyone's looking at us for the team to beat. So I think if we just keep confident and play how we've been playing, I think we can finish off the season quite well.
And I think it's also quite nice too that the position that we find us in, where we are, 5 from 5, but we still know that we've got a lot of room to improve and a lot of stuff to work on. And Yitka's not going to allow us to be at all complacent. She'll be, even though we've got a bye, I'm sure we'll have a reasonably tough week leading into it, and then sort of have a good 3 days off, which we're all looking forward to, and then back into Brizzy. And I mean, we haven't played Brizzy yet, so it's always a bit unpredictable.
That game's always tough.
Did you talk much during the week about giving Emily Van Egmond the big welcome back?
Kinda.
A few hard tackles out there?
Yeah, well, we know how she plays, so we're all aware of her moves and everything, and try and stir her a little bit on the field. It's just always fun.
We're not bitter about her transfer or anything.
She wants to come back. That's what I heard. A bit jealous now. Yeah.
And it's been a pretty rough year for Canberrans, I guess, with the Brumbies and Raiders. Now the Capitals pretty much sucking. Finally, they've got something to cheer about.
It's certainly quite nice to have had the past, 3 home games and the crowd increase. I heard during the game, not that I was not concentrating, but it was just over 800, I think, which is the best that has come along. So it's fantastic that Canberra's getting behind us and showing their support. And we've got the Brumbies and the Raiders and the Caps sort of supporting us. So it's
it's a good environment because we all get to go to watch their games, they come support us, we'll go support them, trying to keep a close little family.
No extra pressure though.
And first goal.
I know. Could you tell I had no idea what to do? I score that rarely. It's insane. But I think it was quite nice to slot one in the back of the net, as Michelle certainly knows. And it was just good to sort of get that one out of the way.
Some good pictures of you running around.
I tried to incorporate a basketball. You didn't notice that, damn it. I nailed that.
Are we all done, gents?
We'll let you go. Yeah. Thanks, guys.